second time to search the lawn of this 1800s house behind me. It's a little later in the season, and it's 82 degrees. It is June 21st, so I invite you to join me for the second half of this hunt. See you at the first hole.
Metal detecting. It's full of adventure, full of planning, for some camaraderie.
Ready, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
It's full of elation, frustration, and even inspiration. People do it for all sorts of different reasons. Me, I just want to hold a little history in the hand.
Mid-tone. And it's a piece of copper wire. We're on the board with a semi-precious metal. On to the next. We found us a big old Climax US number 12. That's an old shotgun shell from the paper shell days. And maybe if I have time, I can look up and see if I can identify the age of Climax. I'm always shocked at how much I actually learn about life in these United States prior to my birth by researching things that I find underground. It's kind of cool. All right, let's keep on looking. On to the next. Suspected penny. But we don't know for sure. Let's find out. It is a weedy, and it looks like it actually has a pretty good date on it. 1958. A year after that hot rod Chevy came out. All right, on to the next. Well, there it is, right on the shovel. A nickel. We will take it. A nickel is a nickel. Stop recording. I couldn't see details on the things that I was finding. I did find this very decorative lipstick tube from an outfit called Marley. So I'll have to look up Marley beauty products and see how old that is. But if I had to guess, maybe I'd say the 30s or 40s. But I love all the little decorative stuff down the side. You know, anything that was for ladies was very decorative. It triggered the purchase. All right, on to the next. Uh-oh. I missed it. But you seem like patient people. Oh my word. I do not think that is a nickel. Look at that. That is some kind of a big roller. I'm guessing off of some kind of farm equipment. Boy, that's what you call big iron right there. Love it. All right, let's keep going. Hope that next time I say it's a nickel, maybe it's a little bit closer to a nickel. On to the next. Okay. Can't say that I have found one of these before. That looks like it might have been some kind of a bracelet because it had a hinge on it. It is non-ferrous. Has anybody ever found something like this? But that's interesting. Love it. On to the next. Got a screamer of a high tone here. A green penny. That is a weedy. So, pop quiz. A wheat cent needs to be between what years? 3, 2, 1. The first ones were in 1909, and the final ones were in 1958. 58. Because 59 was the first year of the new memorial pennies. So this looks like 1913. So that, I don't remember finding a 1913 before, so that's pretty cool. All right. Take a picture and move on to the next. Another penny signal. Secretly, I'm telling you right now, secretly I'm hoping for an Indian head penny. I don't believe that that's a penny. I think we've got something else down here other than a penny. Raise your hand if you have thought you identified a signal, and then when you got to it, you discovered it wasn't. And indeed, this is not a penny, Indian head or otherwise. All right, so I'm thinking this is a compact that had makeup in it. It looks as though it's been chewed on, actually, by, I'm guessing, the family dog, because I'm only saying that because I don't know the children in this house. But there's the hinge right there. We are doing just what we came out to do, and that is holding history in our hand. Love it. On to the next. A clothesline holder. And where clotheslines were, coins dropped. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Got something in the plug. And it is a Zinkin. I know it's just a penny signal, but it doesn't mean it's a penny. Oh my goodness. You know what we're going to do? We are going to call brass a semi-precious metal. We're always looking on the good side here at History in the Hand. So, all right, on to the next. That side of the house did not have an exterior door. And the backyard has a lot of buried trash in it. So I'm going to, the back of the house and the front doors around the corner, I'm going to look in this part of the lawn, although I did from the sidewalk out about 15 feet. And out to the road, so I'll stick out there. Mid-tone in the 30s, so it's possible that it's firearms related, but nope, I see a spoon handle. Wow, this is very rare for me. A fork, wow. I rarely find a fork. I'll bet it's 20-1 spoons. Don't know why, but I do know that that is the case. So let's we'll get a little bit of water here. We'll see if we can identify the brand WR, and then there are marks. I can't make that out, but I'm sure I will be able to. Well, it's kind of cool to find silverware in the side yard. It was not uncommon for families to eat outside. The houses got really hot in the summertime, so maybe for the evening meal, they would eat out in the side yard or on special occasions, who knows. But perhaps we'll find some more things that were dropped while people were outside around a table. I'm such a nerd, so I always want to know, and I wonder, what were they talking about? What was the conversation like? What were the issues of the day that they were discussing way back in those days? I don't know. Sometimes I think it was really different than today, and sometimes I don't. But in any event, let's continue to see if we can get some history to hold right in our hand. On to the next. All right. We have our high tone in the plug. I suspect penny, but that doesn't mean that's what it is. Nope. Not a penny. And the telltale... a digger arm. Okay, well, I'm kind of pleased to find this. You know, I was beginning to feel like females had contributed most of what I was finding. We had the lipstick tube, we had the makeup compact, and what else was most likely female on the other side of the house? I can't remember what it was, but now I would say that, ooh, that was a good one too. I'd say that boys are coming back on this side. Only males would be irresponsible and drop their fork in the yard, and this was a really cool, articulated toy right here. That's really nice. Very nice. Okay, on to the next. Way down. Holy smokes. That ball jar lid, that was over a foot deep. Wow. So that tells me something about why I'm not finding old things here. My guess is this soil is so soft, it has just allowed things to just go down, 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 really beyond the detecting capabilities of my machine. But so if you are detecting and you suspect that things may be going way deep, that will change what our readouts are and what signals we dig. We're listening for fainter signals that may not even register on our depth, or whether it's non-ferrous or ferrous. We may want to dig some of those really scratchy signals that seem like they're kind of there. It could be that they are just way, way deep. So I'll go slower, and I might dig some of the questionable ones, because usually the signals that are very clear to me are very modern. All right, lesson completed. It was really kind of muggy today, and I was tempted to just stare at the ground and look for signals, but the truth is there were some absolutely gorgeous vistas to take in today, which was really cool. There was a beautiful flower bed along the house, and it was cool to be down here in the valley surrounded by the mountains. So I guess, even though that we can just concentrate on the dirt, maybe it's good for us every once in a while to look around and appreciate the beauty that we are surrounded by when we are detecting. Please be a silver dime. Please be a silver dime. Oh, brother. Not only did I miss the target with my plug, but it seems like it's pretty close to the surface. It's a dime. It's a clad dime. But it's a dime. Love it. On to the next. We got something deep. Another mason jar. What in the world? That is copper. And I do not know what it was. Looks like there were holes. 2 holes to hold it maybe in place. One there, one there. If you know what this item is or once was, please let me know, because I do not. Mystery item. There's I'm curious, and since I've already got a hole, I'll dig. Yeah, that's another ball lid with glass. Probably a bunch of $20 gold coins in there that I'm just gonna bury. All right, there's something red. It's a button, tiny little button. I believe we've just gotten into it's a cool little glass button right there. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think we just got into a garbage pit or something here. That is nifty. Okay. Now we got something interesting. In the side yard here, we have a little decorative button. And that's neat. Wow, it's pretty on the back, but it's all rusted. And interesting design on the front. And do we have a little bit of gold gilting on there? Hard to say, possibly. Little piece of history. And here we are holding it right in our hands. That's neat. All right, on to the next. I'm getting tired. I'm probably going to go home for food and leave the metal in the ground. But, oh, that's neat. On to the next. It is a clad quarter from 1967. Missing silver by 3 years. Let's see. We have found a nickel, a dime, a penny, and a quarter, at least one. Now let's move on to the half dollars and the full dollars, shall we? The signal. Mid-tone, jumping up into higher tones. Not quite sure. Okay. We know there's something there. Well, I see it. I'm trying to get around it, but it seems like it's somehow larger. This looks like it was part of a clock almost. What in the world? Now, we have gotten it loose, whatever it is. That is the combustion chamber right there. This is the combustion chamber of a kerosene lamp. Although, this must have been something else. Here's the adjusting knob. That's what used to let air in. But this is so much heavier. Wonder if this was like some sort of an outdoor lantern or something. And what was this? I've never found one like this. So if you know what this is, I would love it if you would help me out in the comments and give a suggestion. Yeah, that isn't like any. That's not a wick. So I don't know what that is. Okay, we got an absolutely screaming high tone. It was 60 out of 60. And this appears to be why. It is a copper teapot lid or pot lid. Yep. That is a lot of copper. All right, we got a real high tone here. What is it? Huh. You know, some of you are probably screaming, you know what it is, but I am going to have to find out. If I had to guess, £10 to 42. What? There's writing on the side. This looks like it's it looks like it's an air hose filler. Schrader and Son. Yes, it is, because Schrader valves were on old Model Ts and Model As. Schrader, registered U.S. Patent Office. What? Balloon tire pressure gauge. What? Manufactured by Schrader's and Son, Brooklyn, New York. And then there's the patent information. Patented July 16th, 1909. That is cool. That is history in the hand. Whew, it is hot. But it was a really cool afternoon. We wound up finding some really awesome stuff here right at the end. So I'm glad we stuck to it, even with the humidity and the heat and everything. Let's take a look at what we got. It is right here. Of course, we found great big huge iron things, found a copper pot lid, unidentified non-ferrous object, old shells, some copper wire, this really cool Schrader tire pressure gauge. We found nickel, quarter, dime, some pennies, including a 1913, which is early. Over here in the health and beauty department, we have the Marley lipstick tube, a makeup compact, and what I believe was some sort of a bracelet, but I'm not really sure. Then we found a delicate little red glass button, this gold washed button, which was pretty, and this Boy Scouts with the Fleur de Lis, and it says be prepared on it, so that's kind of cool. Found a Boyd's lid. Then over here, this was our gigantic, I'm gonna say that maybe that was for some sort of a lantern, although I really am not sure. Here's the copper something or other. That's a brass hose nozzle, and then over here in the broken boy toy things is a Mustang and the digger off of a backhoe. So really it was a cool hunt, even though it was very hot. So I'm really glad that you came along and came with me so that we could dig up this stuff together. It's kind of cool to hold this history right in our hands. So we're calling it a day. My stomach's growling, so I'm going home to eat supper. But I am going to remind you that if you are not looking for it, you are not going to find it. And I invite you to join me right here next time on History in the Hand.